Afternoon conference, great to see you all. My name's Shaun Bailey. Last year, I introduced myself as your next Mayor of London, and I shared my story of how I came to be on this stage in front of you. In the last 12 months, I've spoken to thousands of Londoners about what they would like to see to make London a better place to live. And for most Londoners, it's been very simple. They want a mayor who actually does the job. They want to get to work for a reasonable price on time. They want to breathe clean air and have a clean environment. They want a house they can actually afford. But above all things, they want a safe city. Londoners are busy, optimistic, energetic, ambitious. They want a London that's not in their way so they can get on with their lives. And I could spend all day talking about how the current mayor, Sadiq Khan, is failing them. Since I last appeared on this stage in front of you, there has been over 100 murders in London. There's been 4,000 people stabbed, 20,000 people sexually assaulted, and over 70,000 burglaries. Just last week, we've had stabbings in Croydon, Camden, Harrow, Fulham, Wandsworth. 2 days ago, a stabbing in the place in which I grew up, Ladbroke Grove. And let's be clear, these are real people, real families being torn apart. Every victim is a Londoner that has been failed by the current mayor. The police come to work every day knowing that they're facing danger, and they do it with an incredible sense of duty. Unfortunately for us all, the current mayor does not do that. For me, he is the Police and Crime Commissioner of London. But instead of backing the police, he's busy building Brand Khan, throwing beach parties, sponsoring bicycle ballet, plastering his picture all over London in a bid to become the leader of the Labour Party. But again, for me, the clue is in the job title. Police and Crime Commissioner for London. We need someone who takes responsibility. For Sadiq Khan, it's always somebody else's fault, never his responsibility. He's blamed government, he's blamed communities, he's blamed teachers for the rise in crime. And let's be clear, crime is destroying lives, it's plaguing London. We deserve better. Let's remind ourselves what it was like when it was better, when we had a Conservative mayor of London, one Boris Johnson. I believe you've all met him. Let's focus for a second. The murder rate was cut in half. 11,000 dangerous weapons removed from the street. Overall crime down by 20%. In his first day in the job, he pledged an extra 20,000 police officers nationwide. What it is, conference, our party, your party, this Conservative party, gets delivery in a way that Corbyn's Labour simply never will. What we need is someone who understands the city, who loves London, who knows what it's like to be there. For you, those of you who don't know me, I have a very London story. I was born and brought up in London, in Ladbroke Grove, living in the shadow of Grenfell all my life. I come from a poor community where welfare was a lifeline, but work was a lifesaver. I spent 20 years as a youth worker, running around helping the young people build the lives that they wanted. I'm thankful that I was born in London and able to build a life that I wanted. I know what can be achieved. I've lived it, I've been there. I speak to people every day who are faced with the issues that drive crime. When we remove the barriers, we can really help young people. If we protect our young people from gangs, they can avoid crime. If we protect our young people and give them access to work, They have roots out of the hood. If we support families, our communities don't need to struggle. So what we need is a full-time mayor, not a mayor whose ambition it is to build their own PR, but a mayor whose sole purpose is to lift up the millions of Londoners and show them there is another way. If there's one thing that Sadiq Khan has failed to understand, if we have safe streets, then we have safe schools. If we have safe streets, then businesses will invest. If we have straight streets, then our communities need not struggle. Of course, London needs clean air, better transport, and many, many more homes for people to live in. But let's be clear, if the streets are not safe, the capital cannot thrive. That's why I have a plan to tackle crime in London. A record amount of police with money that already exists in City Hall. A zero-tolerance approach to crime. Mandatory sentences for those carrying acid or knives on the first attempt. Not the second, not the third, on their first offence. But let's be clear. Let's be clear, we simply cannot just arrest our way out of this problem. That is why I will start Operation London Ceasefire, a project to get our young people back on the right track, to give them access to opportunity. In short, what I'm offering here is a get real approach. We've got to do something now, not in 10 years' time, now. And as part of that approach, we'll do housing. I've already launched my plan for Housing for London. HFL. Do the sign of me. HFL. No, I'm only playing. But it's a serious thing. It will be a City Hall-backed housing developer with a singular focus to provide the homes that Londoners need, where they need them, and when they need them. I'll electrify the entire London bus fleet, the equivalent of removing 1 million vehicles from the roads. This is how you really green our environment. You don't telegraph. This isn't about telegraphing virtue, it's about making the environment cleaner. And for a start, just for a start, 5 youth zones, so that our young people can get the recreation and the access to training that they need so they can enjoy themselves. Our young people must have respite. They must have a place to have fun. But number one, the first step, the big step, the jumping off point is to solve London's crime emergency. That's why on this stage here today, I pledge to you to spend every minute of every day of the next 8 months making London a safer place. And when we win in London, and make no mistake, we can win in London. We must win in London. I will work tirelessly to keep London moving. Londoners don't want to think about the Mayor of London. They want a city that works for all. I will give us that. A city that keeps us moving, keeps us safe, keeps us secure, so that Londoners can concentrate on the opportunities that London has to offer. So I ask you, conference, stand with me in my quest to make London a safer place, a better place. You and I all know it is conservative values that will make London as great as any city has ever been anywhere in the history of mankind. That's the goal. We must demonstrate to people, but this is about the poorest. We must demonstrate to people we are about lifting people up. When someone asks you why you're supporting this mission, it's because we're for people. So my last request to you is, stand up, be counted, and help me make London a safer place. Thank you. One thing, as a couple of... Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.